Yeah, buddies, it's back to school. It is the Bennington Show. 844 Rock God. 844 Rock God. I'm Ron Bennington. Gail Bennington on maternity leave. And I had the chance this week to go to a couple of restaurants with her and her daughter, which is just hilarious to me. It's hilarious how fast this kid is growing. Slow it down, baby girl. All right, so much to talk about. But right off the bat, Norm Macdonald will be doing Unmasked with us right here at SiriusXM. This is one that people have been asking for years. He's got a new TV show coming out on Netflix. Norm Macdonald will be here. Chris Stangley, how do we get tickets?
That's next Wednesday, September 12th at 10:30 a.m. here at the SiriusXM studios. Go to theinterrobang.com for a chance at free tickets. That's Norm Macdonald Unmasked.
These will go fast, and I imagine we're even going to have a bunch of comedians battling their way to get into this because Norm is beloved by young comedians. And we know several that have just ripped off his whole persona. So Norm Macdonald, Unmasked, go to theinterrobang.com for tickets. They will go fast. We're doing it right here at SiriusXM. But it is worth it to come in to the city that day for Norm Macdonald. It should be a big, big time. All right, 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. What did we miss? What happened while we were on that late summer vacation? Here is just a couple of the stories. Louis C.K. came back on stage, and the blowback was enormous. There was a ton of people tweeting and attacking and being upset with the seller for the MC saying, go ahead up on stage, Louis. Steve Bannon, an old co-worker of ours here at the old SiriusXM, was going to be part of the New Yorker Festival, and led by a ton of comics. I'm going to get the name of all the comics who decided not to be part of this, but they all said, I am out. Apatow, Patton Oswalt, the list, Jim Carrey, the list goes on. And finally, the New Yorker had to say, look, we're not going to have Steve Bannon there. And Steve was pissed at the New Yorker. Probably still not even the biggest. Do you think any of these would have been the biggest story of the week? The Cosby actor who was at Trader Joe's and was the new thing they called job shaming because he was working at Trader Joe's, and then everybody had to turn around and say, no, it's fine to work at Trader Joe's. Ariana Grande was allegedly groped at Aretha's funeral in front of not only thousands of people, but on a television audience as well. But I guess this is the big story of the day. Colin Kaepernick, the new face of Nike, just do it. And believe it or not, it's turned out to be quite controversial. And we'll start with that. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Are you going to burn your Nikes? Are you not? Does this make you want to buy more Nikes? Do you just go, all right, I'm going to wear my Nikes now, and then when they wear out, that'll be it? Or I'll see how I feel when the Nikes come back. Earl, where are you on this one?
Bravo, Nike.
Really?
Wow.
Why doesn't that surprise me, Earl?
They're in the business of selling sneakers and apparel, and he sells the most jerseys. I think he's still the top selling jersey guy.
Is that right? I had no idea that.
He's got a popular jersey that still sells. They're in the business of selling things.
Then you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go online and burn my Kaepernick jersey. Here's what I say. Blame the Niners. Go to Niners games and yell shit out and throw trash. Chris, where are you on this?
I like it. I like that.
I'm very surprised.
Yeah. And I'm wearing Nike shoes right now, Ron. Air Force Ones. They're a great shoe. And
Who promotes the Air Force One?
Isn't that Nelly?
Nelly?
Wait, Nelly did have a song, Air Force Ones, I believe.
Now, here's the deal. The only person I know who buys Nike shoes constantly is Rich Voss. He and all the young comics.
Yeah. Well, also, like, Jordans are also like a Nike product.
No kidding. What do you fucking think? What do you think that you're delivering with this? Jordans are a Nike product. Be quiet unless you have a fact no one else knows.
I'll say one thing. For all these people destroying their Nike gear online, no one's destroying their Jordans. They're destroying Nike socks and lesser, cheaper Nike shoes.
And let me check with Vito, who, you know what? He's the age of a sneakerhead. The problem is his feet are too big to be a sneakerhead.
I think it's just a big publicity stunt by Nike because they know it'll get people talking.
Publicity in a ad campaign?
Yeah, but
dummy.
But it's not like I don't think they're being activists, and this isn't like for the greater good or anything. It's just like, hey,
again, no shit. They're bringing attention to their product. But here's the interesting thing: they're Coca-Cola. They're the number one product for decades, right?
Yeah.
Normally, the number one product doesn't do something where people would feel the need to not buy their product. That's something you do when you're seventh. You know what I mean? You do a crazy stunt like that. Now, I will give you this example. The National Association of Police Organizations is calling for a Nike boycott.
Oh.
Now, this is the thing that is interesting to me. He's not a criminal.
No.
All he's saying is, let's look into stuff. And because of that, you don't want anybody to buy Nike. I think this makes them look bad. But it might be, as Vito puts it, a publicity stunt as part of your publicity campaign. You just saved Chris Stanley from being the dumbest person on this show.
Perfect. The masterminds at Nike were able to pull this off.
I find this absolutely fascinating that they would even make this move. And unlike the other two guys, Vito, you didn't take a stand. You didn't say whether you're pro or anti-Nike.
I'm still going to wear Nikes. I mean, I
burn them.
I have to wear Nikes. It's the only shoe that's comfortable at my shoe size.
That's not all right. What if they were the red Chinese shoes? Oh wait, they are. All right, let me change. What if the only shoes that were comfortable for you were called Charlie Manson's? Would you still be wearing them
for comfort? Yes, for just comfort and mobility. And I like Colin. Colin works out at my gym. He's a nice dude.
Does he kneel?
Yeah, you know when he's stretching.
You should go up right next to him and just play the fucking national anthem. That song burns his skin. Earl, what do you think about the police, the National Organization of Police, saying boycott Nike?
How about? But they don't boycott cops who disgrace the badge. They don't go after cops who disgrace the badge.
They protect them. That's their job.
I mean, but
they're an association.
I just think this is, again, it's false outrage. I mean, Nike's a privately owned company.
I will say this. This is actual outrage. People are furious by this. False outrage, I get, but I want to say this. Most Americans are outraged most of the time.
Yeah, but he hasn't even done anything. All he's bringing up is racial injustice and police brutality. And
I don't think that's why they're mad at him. They're mad at him because, Earl, he doesn't support the troops. And the troops are the most important thing in our hearts right now.
Yeah, but most Americans don't even support the troops, and especially when they come home. When they come home, they treat them like garbage.
We're glad to see him come home. We tie a yellow ribbon. We literally tie yellow ribbons.
We surprised them with their loved ones and dogs.
Yeah, haven't you ever been to a game and seen like, oh, your daddy's not here. Wait, yes, he is. And we all go crazy. I'll tell you who I was saying that was furious about this. Rich from Big and Rich.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
His feelings are
I
hurt.
think Rich. I don't think it was Big.
I think Big's dead.
Oh, my God. You know what? I'm going to pour out some of my Nike juice.
They sell juice?
What am I drinking then? You know, I expected the young sneakerhead and the angry black man to be this way, Chris.
Yeah.
But you, Chris Stanley, the man I like to call America's American.
I just have this love for Colin Kaepernick and this ad campaign. And what would happen if he does get re-signed to an NFL team? I mean, would we still be pissed? Like, would that solve the problem if he starts playing again?
Wait a minute. No one was ever mad that he wasn't playing.
I think that if he gets signed, I mean, there's plenty of terrible quarterbacks in the league. Just sign him as a backup.
You realize that wasn't the point of his thing about getting signed, right?
I get that. But his lawsuit against the NFL is saying that, they blackballed him or whatever. I think
but that's not the way. That's not what this whole thing was about. This is your ADD head not being able to fucking keep up with what is going down.
I'm just trying to.
This is about the initial reason why he took a knee, which was, and I'm going to have Earl explain it exactly to us. Earl, why did he start taking knees?
He was protesting police brutality. He was protesting racial injustice. It was never about the troops. It was never.
But what about the
flag.
fact that we have solved racial injustice? Doesn't that mean anything to you, Earl?
Actually, we have not solved racial injustice.
Huh?
We have not solved racial injustice.
Dude, you and I use the same bathroom. We use the same water fountain.
Yes, we do, and we get along great. But
yeah, we get along perfectly. Racial injustice is something in the past.
Not when it comes to interacting with the police.
Look, I'm going to put it in a way that you can understand. The Popo are here to help all of us, Earl. Okay? And crack is whack, dude. I know that for a fact. Crack is whack.
Yes, but we still have all these shootings of unarmed black men and women all over the country. It's still
not women. I don't know a single woman that got shot.
There was one in, I believe, Chicago.
Are you sure that wasn't a black on black drive-by?
No, that was not a black on black drive-by.
What if somebody was shot in a drive-by in their driveway? I think that would be the most ironic thing that ever happened. Or at a drive-through. There was a drive-by at a drive-through, and a McDonald's worker was shot.
Be horrible.
Yeah. Tell me about it, Earl. You know how many shootings took place over the 3-day weekend in the south side of Chicago? 69,000. 69,000 shootings this weekend alone.
I think it was 69,000.
And that has nothing to do with the kind of sneakers people are wearing. I'll tell you this, from now on, you will see me in Reeboks.
You got to support Kaepernick. Get some Nikes.
Chris, you at 2, Brutus?
Yeah.
I'm shocked to see it.
I mean, he went to a Super Bowl. He didn't do very well, but he went to the Super Bowl.
He did very well in that second half. You got to give him that. That first half was Doniger, but that second half was pretty fucking exciting. Wait, did he? Was that the comeback?
That was the blackout, and then
what happened in the first half? What happened in the second half?
The comeback was in the second half because he had a chance to tie it. I think.
Right.
They missed the throw.
But I can't remember who fell apart in that one. I always just think it's the Falcons that blew it, no matter what is happening. That big game is Thursday night. I'm breaking up my Nikes for that.
All right. To burn or wear?
Depends on how the Eagles do. No matter what comes up now, I'm gonna burn my Nikes.
Doesn't matter.
I'll be like, I can't fucking believe this season of Survivor. I'm burning my Nikes.
Some of the people are protesting by just cutting the swoosh off their clothes. Like one guy just cut the tops of his socks off. That's just insane. That's just lazy. Burn them.
Let me ask you this, bro. Why are we still paying attention to who burns stuff on the line? That's the dumbest thing of all.
It's the go-to. If anything bad happens, let's set some fires.
I know. I don't get it even slightly. Hey, Michelle, what's up, darling?
Hey, I just wanted to point out about the Nike campaign.
Yeah.
I might be a little bit behind. That it actually says on, I can't pull it up if I'm driving, but it says on the ad something like, oh, you must risk everything for what you believe in or something, which is kind of like what Nike is doing. Like, they're kind of saying, all right, we're risking it all we know this is going to be super controversial.
They are a partner in the NFL. And one thing that's interesting to me, this shows how far the power of the NFL has fallen, because the NFL used to run the networks, the fucking any of their partners, and now, I mean, this really plays into Trump's hands, because this is the kind of shit that he likes to be pissed about. It's an easy one for him. So, Earl, this might lead to the re-election of Donald Trump.
Not at all.
Oh dear God, no.
Yeah. This could honestly happen, because it'll be very easy for him, and it has been easy for him, to pull people over on the side of this. It's something that he can yell out when there's other stuff happening. So, yeah. Congratulations, Nike. You just reelected Trump. Let's go to Kenny in Allentown. Kenny.
Yeah, hi.
No, I am the one who does things. What can we do for you, Kenny?
Hey, I just want to say I agree 100% with Colin Kaepernick.
Mm-hmm.
He has every right to do what he's doing, and the NFL is being very smart in blaming him for the ratings drop, but it's actually the instant replay has ruined football.
So
I should never see a referee on TV unless he's making the sign. I should never see him put headphones on. It's just ruined the game, in my opinion, and Colin has become a very convenient scapegoat for the distraction of the actual reason why football pretty much sucks today.
Well, there is no doubt that it seems like it's peaked or released in a trough right now. I'm looking forward to Thursday night's games and all weekends games. My number one game I'm looking forward to, other than the Eagles, is going to be San Francisco, Minnesota. Which one of these guys is the real deal? Holyfield, who also, I believe, used to have a Nike contract. Ray. Hey, Ray, what's up?
Hey, it's all about money. Everybody, it's a carniac. Come on. I mean, the NFL's using him. I mean, Nike's using him. He's using Nike. Everybody makes money.
Well,
People
yes,
that don't even wear it.
That is the point of this. But for Nike, this literally could be a new Coke moment. You know what I mean? Like, this could be a complete fuck up. But yes, every ad campaign is about money, and Nike's in the business to make money, no doubt.
I buy stock in Puma. Puma's making a comeback. Watch.
All right, by saying that, it's the exact opposite of what you started with saying that it's just to make money. If Puma starts to grab a big part of this, or Reebok, or whoever else is out there, this would be one of the biggest campaign blunders in history. And I gotta feel like, in the long run, I mean, we all would, I think, agree that Nike hasn't been some fabulous company over the years. I mean, they got little Chinese kids making these shoes. They, sell $150, $200 sneakers to young kids who don't have that kind of money. No one has ever sat around and said, actually, I would say this to kids: you're better off with a gold rope around your neck than you are buying a couple of fucking sets of Nikes. So, no, I definitely think it's an ad campaign. But the interesting fucking point would be, is it a smart idea or a dumb idea? 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. Here is Masad in Toronto. Masad, what's up?
Hey, it's Masood. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure.
It's really interesting that Nike is doing this. I read this morning that their stock was down about 3%. Maybe it's down further now. I haven't checked. But it'll be interesting to see how they end up reacting to this, whether they pull it. So, in effect, they don't believe in whatever is going on, or if it purely is just about the numbers. We'll see.
Well, let's also get into this. Even if they pull it, how would that change things for people?
They can't pull it. It's out there.
But yes, it's already happened. You know what I mean? You can't say, oh, we, apologize, because they had to have talked about this for quite some time. They didn't, And you have to think at least half the country, if not more, think that this is a bad idea.
I still think it's a fantastic idea. I mean, Colin Kaepernick's jersey made it into the Museum of Modern Art. He is more than a football player right now. Into some circles, he's an icon. And to have an icon promote an icon product.
All right, let's think of other icons. Malcolm X is an icon.
Yes.
There's plenty of people who wouldn't buy. Che Guevara is an icon. There's plenty of people who wouldn't be like, no, I don't want him representing my ice cream. Just because somebody is an icon what they want is somebody that's squeaky clean the way they had Mike 30 years ago.
Yeah, they had Mike, but they've also had, I'm not going to say McEnroe was doing ads for these guys.
McEnroe played for the Davis Cup for free every single year of his life. David in Tennessee.
Hey, hello, Bennington. Yeah, I was shocked at the campaign because they had to know it was going to alienate half the population in America, and the chance that it could bring up their own issues with, as you brought up earlier, the child labor and overcharging young people for shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was a huge mistake. I think it will eventually backfire after all this dies down.
Well, I don't even think it is a matter of eventual. You know what I mean?
It's already happening.
I think the thing today, I mean, here's the deal. They're the number one. Nobody's been able to touch this company, at least in America, for a lot of years. I think Adidas does better in the soccer countries, if I'm right about that, because the soccer players have a tendency to go in that direction.
I think Adidas is more to do with a little more with fashion also, as opposed to just straight sports. I think more people are more likely to wear Adidas stuff than like Nike stuff.
Well, I'm just going by the numbers, not your own thing of what you should be wearing out to a restaurant. And Nike's been untouchable in the United States. I don't know how that plays all the way around the world. But let's say this. This is good news for Colin Kaepernick. I mean, this is, and from what I understand, they've been paying him all this time, that he's never been off of his Nike contract. Ken in North Carolina.
Yeah, I was wondering, I think Nike's genius for doing this, just like Coke with New Coke.
I brought that up a little while ago. You really, you basically, when you're in the number one position, you play it a little more conservative. You don't fuck with that number one position. And they've certainly done that.
Yeah, but they also, I believe, they produce the jerseys. And again, Colin Kaepernick, he's the number one selling jersey. And
there's
so why not
a big difference between being the number one selling jersey and having people burning your fucking shoes. It's a gigantic difference, Earl. Like, nobody was complaining that they were selling the jersey. Nobody. But putting him up now as the face of the company, this is a big, risky move. And I know it probably isn't in your neighborhood where people are like, oh, this is an easy fucking move to make. But Kaepernick isn't even playing. He is famous not for being a football player. He's famous for being a guy who was kneeled on the graves of the troops.
Never did that. He actually consulted.
I'm not saying literally. I'm saying symbolically kneeled on their graves.
But he even consulted with veterans groups and with other veterans on, like, what's the proper way to protest the
flag? Then why are so many of the veterans mad at him?
I have no idea. But again, I think the ad campaign is fantastic.
Eric in Indy. Eric, what's up?
Hey, you buddies. First, I just want to say I'm so happy to hear Black Earl back on the radio.
Isn't it fantastic?
It's very, very fantastic.
Yeah. Now, I feel like he's being anti-troop today, but that's me. I'm old school about that.
Listen, that's what he is. That's what he brings to the show. We know what we got with him, and that's okay. He sticks by his convictions.
He does stick by his convictions.
This isn't so much even in a vacuum, because if you look at it, they've made a conscious choice to with what they did with Serena Williams' ad as well. It's not 100% of the people that are buying Nike products. I would have to imagine that a very small portion of the alt-right community is very pro-Nike in the first place.
Well, but here's who does
like
buy the products: parents. You know what I mean? So yes, the young people wear them. But even when you get a lot of, like, I'm fairly sure that Vito's mom is still buying his sneakers, because he's not going to go into a store and pick something out. He's an idiot. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. I would recommend this to the young people. Skechers are nice, comfortable shoes, particularly if your feet are getting wider. Skechers. That feels like wearing slippers. Joe. Hey, Joe, where are you going with that phone in your hand?
Oh, that most of the NFL uniforms are Nike uniforms.
Most? Which ones aren't?
Yeah, they're all Nikes.
The Chargers are Reebok.
And has the NFL made any kind of statement about this? Has the NFL gotten involved?
I haven't seen it at all, no.
The NFL basically said, he doesn't work for us, so it doesn't really... It was like a mild swipe, but they were like, you know what, Nike's a company, they can do what they want, but he's not a member of the NFL. Which is basically saying he's never coming back.
Yeah, he's never coming back, which, quite frankly, he doesn't need to now. He still has his brain, and he has a much better post-career than you could ever possibly hope for. This doesn't happen. We normally leave these guys as just a wreckage in a dustpan. 844 Rock God, 844 Rock God. I thought I'd come in here. We'd burn Chris's shoes today.
I can't afford new shoes, first of all.
And then go barefoot, my friend.
No, it's fucking just concrete out there.
Go barefoot as a way of saying I support. I think he just played into Trump's hands. I think Trump will love this. Brian in Rhode Island.
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Actually, a couple things. First off, I think the police boycotting and putting up their stink about this has to do when Kaepernick wore the pig socks. It was either during a practice or during an actual game. I think he was pretty obvious that his lack of support for the police in general, not just the few bad apples in the bunch.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I wanted to mention is, why do we put so much care into what celebrities and what their feelings are? I mean, at the end of the day, we're watching them play a professional sport, or we're watching them in a movie. Why do they even have a platform to voice their opinions the way they do?
Well,
they're not paid to do that.
Let's be honest about this. The platform comes from corporate America, right? And if it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. But the fact is, they found out a long time ago when you got Donald Trump to sell your steaks and your waters, more people paid attention. And that celebrity went on to become president of the United States. The same of Ronald Reagan. He was a celebrity pitchman as well. It works. That's why it happens. It works. If it didn't, if they went, hey, we hired... I don't know. You would think of any name that you want. We hired Mick Jagger to sell our watches. Our watches aren't selling. We're getting rid of Mick Jagger. It's not that they're saying anything other than buy our products. And if it didn't work, they wouldn't do it. But why are those little Kardashian kids worth $1 billion? Because if they go on Instagram and spray some perfume on their ass and say this, hey, my big ass smells a lot sweeter since I started to spray this, tons of kids run out and get it. Yeah. Tons of kids run out and get it. Now, we can act like, oh, we didn't do that when we were younger. Obviously, we did. Obviously, we did. We don't do it now because we're at the point where I don't want to buy anything new.
I like my brands.
I'm comfortable in life. Here's Tiki, and I hope it's Tiki Barber. You're on the Bennington show.
I wish it was Tiki Barber.
Yeah.
Three quick points about this, Ron. So Nike's been losing ground worldwide to just market share and kids sort of spreading their dollars out with competition. So that's a play on that. Nike's also too big to fail. This brings up controversy, which is exactly what they wanted. Nike's not going to go out of business because they sponsored Colin Kaepernick. And 3, this is a play on young people. If you look at all these marches, these anti-Trump marches, it's all young people versus either the right or older people. And if you notice, all the calls you're getting that are negative are old white people. So this is a play on trying to get that new generation. Most of them are on Colin Kaepernick's side, or most of them on the side of, anti-police brutality. And the people who are complaining now are just the older generation. And like you said right before, young people will always follow that, that socialite, that celebrity, be it positive or negative. And the old people, they're stuck in their ways. They're Adidas people or they're, Reebok people. This isn't going to really affect them. This is not a play for them.
Well, what they do is invest their money. And knowing that they pulled some money out of Nike today. And 3% for Nike it's an unbelievable
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. But it doesn't mean that it won't bounce. Now, it has us talking about Nike, which is all any ad campaign actually wants to do.
And again, I want to bring up that it's not nothing in this statement is saying anti-cop. Nothing in this. It's like basically saying
the statement is
believe in something.
Him. He's the statement. I don't give a shit what their slug line is. I haven't even learned it yet. I don't care about it. I mean, just do it to me sounds idiotic, and apparently that's worked for fucking 3 decades. Just do it. What?
Well, just do it in a check mark.
So, yeah, I mean, all advertising has always been dumb. Some of it works, some of it doesn't. Here's Mark in Texas. Mark, what's up?
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Nada, what's up with you?
Just sitting here pondering Nike. They're pretty inconsistent. Their number one brand of all time, Tiger Woods, bangs a few waitresses and topless dancers, and his wife beats the shit out of him with a 4-iron, and they fire him. And then this treasonous dude taking the knee, they hire him. So go figure.
Well, here's the thing about Tiger, and I've said it then, I'm going to say it now. It was the ass to mouth that had so about it. I mean, wash that dick in between those two acts. Justin Stengel, a brilliant comedy writer and TV producer, wrote to me, Ron, no one is talking about how all this will affect the shoelace industry. I'm going to say this. I doubt any of these young people have kept their shoes long enough to need new laces. Most of the time, these basketball shoes have never been worn playing any sport. The 6'0" crew comes in here and their shoes look like they're still in the box. Voss will throw, if he has a scuff, he will throw it out. Let me see. So Chris saying that he can't afford new shoes. What the hell does he spend all of his money on? Well, he was just in Mexico City making some kind of a drug run.
It's quite cheap there.
Chris is independently wealthy from a slip and fall that he pulled off.
Can't talk about that.
Reese said, when you say that half the country doesn't like the Nike campaign, what you should be saying is that most white Americans disapprove. Why is Americans the term for whites, but all non-whites are tagged by their race? religion, or ethnicity. Earl, do you, and this is Reese, who I think always tries to catch me slipping up, not being woken up. Do you agree with that, Earl?
Disagree strongly. I mean, when you say most Americans, the stock would have been like 10% if it had been like.
Well, what I'm saying is, you know that we have half the. Well, I would say most Americans do not like kneeling during the national anthem, despite the fact that they may even agree with stuff. That just affects a lot of people. The kneeling.
I don't know if it's. I don't think it's most. I think it's
Look
just a very, very.
They've done many polls on this, and this is why Trump loves to bring it up, because it plays into the fact. Look, Don, our boss, done watching the NFL because of Colin Kaepernick. Done.
Yeah, I'm the same way because of the exact opposite. They put the policy in.
Well, the policy apparently isn't even working. All right, you got to.
40% of people say that it affects them. They do not like the kneeling in.
Oh, 40.
Yeah, I'm looking at 40.
Then I'm wrong, Earl. It's another big win for you. I thought at least over half the people thought that we shouldn't kneel. It looks like you almost have an opinion there. Here is Dave. Dave in Columbus.
Hi, Ronnie B.
Yeah.
How has Nike gotten by with their symbol for so long when Newport cigarettes always had that swoosh?
Let's take a look at Newport cigarettes. I mean, I guess. Well, theirs goes in the opposite direction, correct?
Yeah, it's an upside down swoosh.
I wonder why they would have had that in the first place. Like, let me see the Newports next to the Nike and see how similar they are. I remember, this is another thing I hated. Penn State always had the generic uniform. There was nothing on it. And then they had the swoosh on. I'm like, all right, you won't write anything, not even the fucking players' names. They wouldn't even have a number. It was just guys running around in white shirts.
Right, there's the Nike swoosh.
It's the upside down fucking Newport swoosh.
It's upside down and backwards.
The Nike swoosh is, like, the impressive thing about it is it does look like it's moving fast.
Maybe the Newport thing's a boomerang.
All right, Mike has tweeted me this. The number one NFL playing jersey last year was Tom Brady.
I wouldn't be surprised, but Colin Kaepernick's got to be at least top 5.
You were saying
top 5.
Number one.
He was number one for the last couple of years.
It
He was
just
number
says
one.
this: as Earl, what planet he lives on. This is from Gary, where Kaepernick's jersey is the number one seller, or even the top 10. I will say this: I've never walked down the street and saw a Kaepernick fucking jersey anywhere.
I'm surprised that they would still sell it, honestly, after he got out of the league.
His name should be looking for any chance to take off, because that fucking guy would drop back and take off. I'll say this: he had some real fucking speed when he would hit the open field. Anthony in New York. Anthony.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing?
Good.
I'm laughing because we're over here judging Nike's morality because one black guy decided to kneel in an NFL game. Meanwhile, these guys, they have all this child labor to make all these sneakers. They said that they make the sneakers $2. They sell them for 100 times the price, and we're here worried about what Nike morality is on subjects.
Well, I've always found them to, I never thought of them as anything other than ridiculously profit-minded, but we were talking about it from a corporate point of view, about them protecting their own market share. But I brought up very early on, this has never been a wonderful company that worried about people.
Also, Kaepernick was never number one overall. He was just number one for the 49ers. The closest he got was
shittiest fucking team. And I bet he's not number one anymore. Earl, you have embarrassed yourself by coming in here with what I would call Rudy Giuliani facts. Just crazy talk.
Jersey still sells.
I'm looking at top 25 right now. He's nowhere near. Garoppolo's second, though.
In the NFL?
Yeah.
Wow.
He would never kneel.
It'd be great if he did this year. All right, people are bringing up that you noticed that Colin Kaepernick and Louis C.K. Have the same initials. I brought this up about Louis coming and just doing a drop-in set, and the amount of people that flipped out over it. I'm sure, I haven't checked, but I'm sure the Yelpers are fucking attacking the shit out, because that always happens right away. They hit your Yelp page. But somebody had put up a thing saying that these comedians should do something about it, something like that. These comedians have the power to go to the club. And they just took a picture of appearing tonight, all the different shows, and my name was on there. And I was like laughing, going, I don't know. I think the last thing I would do is go in and tell them who they should be booking. Now, I've done shows recently, appeared on shows that TJ Miller was on and Jeremy Piven, and I didn't see, and Aziz. So that's 3, and I didn't see any negativity towards them. And the night that Louis came in, he got a standing ovation.
I read that.
He got a standing ovation. Then apparently a couple people were mad after the fact. After they were done standing and applauding, I take it. But I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but I am somewhat surprised that this isn't Louis getting a new movie or a new TV show. This is him going in and doing stand-up, which eventually he will be doing for his audience.
The Twitter backlash was really hardcore. Like I read about it happening, and then like a couple hours later, like people started pulling tweets of just regular people just like being outraged.
There was some regular people. There were many people from the comedy world. There were a couple people who attempted to be supportive of the fact that a man has to work again, and those celebrities were attacked, and they had to back up on it. I would imagine, when people were saying to me, what do you think Louis' long-term goal was this? I guess this was a toe in the water. I guess he could see how much anger is out there now. And then the funny thing is like a lot of people were like, well, if he would have addressed it when he came on stage, no. That might have been okay for you, but a lot of people would be like, how dare he go on stage and address it? It's
one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't things. Easily. Because if you don't address it, you're like, you're a dick. And if you do address it, you're still a dick.
Yeah, no, they have decided they're anti Louis C.K., and that's just it. And, whatever their reasons are, but does that mean nobody should be able to see him? Or nobody can come back from anything? I mean, the fact of the matter, people are like, well, what should his penance be? According to, the United States of America, he doesn't have any.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't have any. I don't know whether he paid any of those people who said anything before. I don't know any of those details. None of those has been addressed. But is he a free person and able to pursue whatever goals he has? Yeah, he definitely is. It's not like he knelt during the national anthem or said something like Earl did about the troops.
I didn't say anything about the troops.
Exactly. And that annoys me, Earl. You never praised them. And your brother was a troop.
Oh, my father was in the Army. My brother served honorably in Gulf War.
But your father did not serve honorably.
Well, he had an honorable discharge.
What did he do? Fake bone spur?
No, he had ironically he had ulcers.
So it goes in your family.
Yeah, apparently it's hereditary.
Where was he stationed? Fort Dix?
No.
Where was he stationed?
I think he was stationed. I have to guess he probably was in Fayetteville, North Carolina.
Who was he protecting us from? South Carolina? Come on. I mean, I guess if it was the Civil War and you were stationed in Fayetteville, I'll fucking give you something, but wasn't your dad in Germany with Elvis? Wasn't he the one? Daniel in Atlanta.
Hey guys. First of all, I think NFL should do the Monday night thing all around and just cut out the national anthem, and that would cut out a lot of noise. But
well, a lot of them are doing that, right?
Yeah, ESPN said they're not going to be airing
like,
the national anthem anymore.
And then second thing is like all these people that are complaining about it. I mean, half of them probably don't even know the full words to the anthem.
Well, our president got caught this year not being able to sing all the national anthem, and it's probably no
and then
different.
The other thing is like, they're out there, national anthems going on. They're out there pounding beers or in line to get concessions and stuff. So
there are some concession people, I will admit that. But I grew up going to the city of Philadelphia for football, and those people would sing the national anthem loud. They did not need a singer when I was younger. I don't know how they rock with it now, but they love singing the national anthem. And then Flyers games was God Bless America. Cindy in Georgia.
Hello there.
Hey.
I just wanted to comment on the Colin Kaepernick Nike thing.
Yes.
From the African American perspective, okay? Yeah. All I'm saying is, okay, in the polls that show so many people aren't going to watch the football games and everything, there are a lot of African Americans that are not watching the games, but for different reasons.
Earl is one of those people.
No, listen.
What?
For that reason that you can kneel. Only thing I think you can kneel, and then the other side is saying you shouldn't kneel. I do agree that when Colin Kaepernick had the socks on with the pigs against the police, if he had the individual names of the police who killed innocent black people or, those situations, that would have been different. Some of my neighbors are cops, family are cops. So that part, I think he went a little too far. I personally believe the president brought it to a point where we're pitted against each other. And if you look at it, most black Americans are going to agree with him. Most white Americans are not. But for different reasons, and I don't think that's right. I mean, we need to come together sometimes, and as far as Nike is concerned, I heard today that Colin has had a contract with them since 2011.
Yes.
So it's not like all of a sudden they gave him this big deal. They've always worked with him.
Yeah, but I think I agree with you, and I do think it's very different of leaving him in his contract and saying this is the face of Nike. They did this to get this kind of reaction, to have people talking about it.
Right, and that's the other point I was going to bring up. Although we see people are burning the shoes, they sell more than shoes. I mean, like for women, my workout gear, I bought Nike stuff before.
I go to Lululemon.
If you read Fortune article from February of 2018, people of color spend $1.2 trillion, not billion, $1 trillion a year. And you know what's going to happen? I think it's going to be a wash. The whites are not going to buy his stuff. But people of color, they're going to buy Nike stuff. So don't be surprised if Nike stock goes back up within the next month or so. And one more point, and I'll be through. African Americans are protesting too, not watching the NFL. When they take those polls and say, "Now I'm not going to watch it anymore," those African Americans are not watching too, but for the opposite side because they support Colin Kaepernick. So I'm just saying, all of this stuff to me is nonsense. It's a wash. It depends on what side you're on, and this and that, and we're never going to get anywhere. And this is coming from an African American.
Well,
we need to just
I agree with everything that you're saying, that we're not going to come together. And also, Earl is a lady of color, and Earl, you will not. You say you don't watch. Did you watch the last Super Bowl?
Parts of the second half.
Well, it was exciting.
Which was absolutely riveting. But
all right, thank you very much, Cindy. I'm going to let Earl pick this up from here. Did you know that black people spent $1.2 trillion on Nike?
I didn't know it was trillion. I thought it was up.
I think
that half a billion.
I think that's pretty high. Big and Rich in Jersey, you're on the Bennington Show.
Hey, Ronnie, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I was just calling because Chris mentioned some poll about 40% of Americans find it inappropriate to kneel, but I just saw one on NBC saying 54, so I think 54%. So I believe you were right on that.
Yeah, I was shocked that Chris was able to find a fake poll like that, because I would think that most people would feel like do your protesting, but I think the 54% was even a much lower number than I thought it was. I'll tell you something I hate about the NFL. I hate to see the fans leaving in the fourth quarter. It drives me nuts when I think of how many kids would love to be at that game, but you and your $75 parking ticket are just thinking, oh, I want to drive home. And yeah, I'm talking about Hard Rock Johnny right now. Johnny has tickets to every game. His whole family, this whole Italian family, they buy a block of 175 fucking tickets.
Good God.
Right? And most of the people there, his name is Paulie.
How they tell each other apart?
Hey, this is Paul, this is Paulie, this is Paulie Jr. I forget what the other name was. There's another game besides Paul. Oh, Chris, you are coming back and you're coming back just like still on Mexico City time.
It's an hour ahead.
Yeah. You're already fucking breezing around like the show's halfway over. Hey, send that song to the mother and the grandmother, would you please? Is it on like a SoundCloud?
It's a link. I can put it up on a SoundCloud.
If the link will work. Petey, Paul, this is Peter. This is Paul. Hey, Vito, you know where I was at the other night? Is it L&B? Spumoni Gardens?
Yeah, L&B Spumoni Gardens Pizza.
So my sisters were up, and I'm like, they said, oh, we want to do, like New York pizza. I go, I'm going to take them out there because friends of ours have brought us this pizza. This fucking place is so far away.
I know.
I'm in a fucking Uber. I'm going under the Verrazano. I'm like, where the fuck am I? Coney Island.
Yeah.
I'm in fucking Coney Island. I'm almost in Sheepshead Bay. I come up in, have you ever been there?
I've been there once.
It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
It's like driving back in time, 1956. And the people are as like old school New York Italian as you want them to be. And then, we got all the food, not just the pizza. It was fucking great. It was great. It was so much fun to be eating with those fucking people.
They're just, it's just all like old school, like chains, polos, fucking sitting outside in that little outdoor beer garden area.
Dude, the whole neighborhood around it's the same way. It's like Tony Curtis is going to fucking walk up. You literally feel like it's the 50s.
And then there's the indoor eating area where if you peek in, it's just like the people, just the even older Italians who are in there and don't want to deal with the heat.
Look, that's where we ate, right? In the indoor, because we wanted to order all the food and it was hot. But 3 different birthdays went on while we were there, right?
Great.
So they're going, sing happy birthday, and I'll do what an older Italian guy was doing. Happy birthday to you. To you.
Birthday to you.
To you.
Happy birthday.
All right, enough, Chris. I was fucking cracking up.
They all order the fucking the ices too.
Yeah.
I was just sitting there watching these fucking old, like mobbed up looking guys just ordering ices and then licking them after.
Yeah, they're delicious.
They are. And they're known for their ices, their pizza.
I've only ever had the pizza. I've never had any of the other food.
I've only done the pizza as well.
It's all good.
Yeah, I mean, it looks fucking amazing. Pizza's great.
It was fantastic.
The place is so crowded at all times.
It was like it was New Year's Eve anywhere else. It was unbelievably crowded. Oh, yo. Hey, guys, what do you want? You know, it's fucking places, old school New York, where you keep hearing guys. You refer to as guys. Hey, guys. It was really great. But a haul. Just a goddamn haul to get out there.
You're going down the belt. It's forever.
Yeah, I only went there because I went to the beach at Rockaway, and then it was like, we might as well go there now.
Well, you're right. You were right to do it. All right, your old show that you produced, the Steve Bannon Get Together.
Yeah.
So I want to get a list of the comedians who dropped out of the New Yorker Festival because they were going to speak with Steve Bannon. Steve Bannon was booked to be, well, they basically said, you know, the guy from the New Yorker was going to bring him on stage and not honor him, but they would duke it out together based on a couple of things. And immediately, here's the list of comedians that said, no, he's in, I'm out. Jim Carrey, Bo Burnham, Patton Oswalt, John Mulaney, I believe, was the first, Mike Birbiglia, Jimmy Fallon was not going to get caught with his pants down again. Our friend Bridget Everett and Apatow, of course, Judd Apatow. Then Ben Stiller said, I was totally available to fill in when everyone dropped out, but would have quickly said no fucking way if they would ask. But now it's all moot, so never mind. I don't understand this. Don't you trust the New Yorker? Why wouldn't this be something worth doing?
When they first said Steve Bannon was going to be before the backlash, I thought it was pretty interesting. I was like, okay, they'll talk to Steve Bannon. They're obviously not going to be nice to him.
Steve Bannon is an interesting guy, and we're in these fucking times that we are. What is wrong with having an interview with somebody that maybe you don't agree with? Particularly if that guy just whipped your ass in an election. Maybe there's something that you could learn about the way other people are feeling. There's going to be that big documentary done on him by who's the documentary filmmaker who did Thin Blue Line?
Errol Morris.
Errol Morris. You say it the same way you say
Errol Morris once.
Yeah, the same way you say the sneakers. So I'm going to that.
Hell yeah.
I read the book that they wrote about Steve Bannon. Vito literally tell Joel I know that Tony Curtis is Joe's. I was just saying that from a 1950s point of view, not that he was Italian. But it had that old school, like everybody was dressed like Tony Curtis. Everybody had the Tony Curtis. It was a blast, a blast. But the so the funny thing about this is like we're all inclusive all the time unless we disagree, and then we won't show up.
Yeah.
Now they're saying they don't want to normalize it. So then Malcolm McDowell, not Malcolm Gladwell, Malcolm McDowell. What would he have to do with this? I was in a Stanley Kubrick movie in 1970. It's unbelievable. So Malcolm Gladwell said, I thought the whole point was to hear things, you know. And then everybody did the same joke with him. Is like, you need 10,000 hours paying attention, figuring out who Steve Bannon is. But he worked here for a while. Nobody was really mad at first, but then after Trump got elected, a couple of celebrities said, I'm not going to go in there if he's there. There's plenty of people on SiriusXM that I think are nuts Nuts. But it's not my company. I'm not running the place.
The show's also technically still there.
Well, since he's out of Breitbart, he's out.
Oh, yeah.
And let's face it, who brings up Breitbart now that Ben is gone?
Nobody.
I mean, I don't know what their numbers are, but they don't have the same kind of ad heat. You know, he would always have something in there.
Drudge doesn't really link to them anymore.
Is that right?
Whenever I'm on Drudge, I'm clicking on stuff. It's not going to Breitbart, no.
They lost their big editors. Like, they had that Milo guy, and then he...
What did he really edit, though?
I don't know, but I mean, he wrote and, like, covered for them a lot, but I think he left them, too, and did his own thing.
No, they got rid of him.
Oh, they got rid of him?
Yeah, after the pedophilia stuff.
Oh.
Sounded like Big Brother's there for a second. Chris bringing up an uncomfortable fucking subject.
Vito's the one who
Vito
brought it up.
attempting to move along. Yeah, but you had to really nail it. They're talking a little bit about Woodward's books coming out. So this is what Gladwell said. Call me, he says, call me old-fashioned, but I would have thought that the point of a festival of ideas was to expose the audience to ideas. If you only have your friends over, it's called a dinner party. Witty.
Biting.
Yeah, he is biting. Well, look, sideshow Bob. No, I agree with them, obviously. I mean, I just feel like, no, well, let's grab Earl. He's our controversial black man role. Earl, this wasn't the reason why I brought you back, but it just fits you perfectly. Would you have canceled if you were doing your Black Girl, hey, how to break into radio book?
One of the most engaging things I've ever seen was when you can YouTube it. It's James Baldwin debating William F. Buckley. And Buckley, I agreed with like zero what he said, but he was actually entertaining in his craziness.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the actual idea that both of these guys were in the same room, complete opposites, going at it, basically exchanging ideas and thought process. That was riveting to me. And I think having Ben in there would have been that moment, whoever was going to interview him would have had that moment. And the audience, if there was a Q&A, would have had a chance to really go at him if they wanted to go at him.
Let's be honest here. Do you think America is even up to having two intellectuals duke it out? Or do we immediately just start calling each other snowflake and fascist and all that kind of stuff?
It's been reduced to that because you could turn that on every night now.
I know.
But I just like the idea of if I have a shot at taking apart somebody on an intellectual level, on any kind of foundation that you're supposedly built on, why not?
All right, I missed Hard Rock Johnny. He called the hotline, and then I guess he had to step up. But in the message he left, "Oh, you're working a double tonight."
What?
Yeah. According to him, Shorty called out sick, and then he put again. I want to try to get Johnny back on. I know he's probably tailgating for the first Giants game of the season.
It's exciting.
Nobody knows what the Giants are doing at all.
No, it's they dropped their backup quarterback who we've never put inside of a game, and then the Jets picked him up.
Let me ask you this: do you think the Eagles fold this year?
I do not know.
I think most teams fold after their peak year. Like nobody even brought up Atlanta the year after they, were so close.
Well, they fired that offensive coordinator for
being offensive, though.
Yeah, for being offensive.
Now, here's the thing about the Eagles. Out of everyone they played in the playoffs, Atlanta was the team that could have beat them.
Yeah, the Vikings, that was just a beatdown.
Give me the Vikings 49ers winner.
It'll be the Vikings. Do you want to score?
Yeah.
27-20.
Earl?
I'm going to go Niners. Go with the hot quarterback.
Kaepernick?
No.
He's the best-selling fucking shirt in the history of the NFL.
Kirk Cousins is attractive too, you know.
No, I'm just saying that, what was that? Garoppolo hasn't lost a game yet. 5 starts, 5 wins.
Let's see if that matters. Nope. Because guess what they've been doing all year? Figuring that fucker out. They're going to come after Foles from fucking directions he's never thought of in his life. They figure you out. They spend 24 hours a day looking at fucking tape. Insane people in that league. My pick for the Super Bowl winner, Browns.
Wow.
Worst to first. Why? Hard Knocks. I always cheer for the Hard Knocks team.
Let's go to see Josh Gordon back. Kid's been troubled.
And here's another controversy. The Neil Armstrong biopic did not have the American flag being stuck into the moon, and they said they did it on purpose. And they're saying this was a human achievement, not just an American thing. But here's what's happened to you, America. You're no longer the big movie audience. They're selling, the worldwide audience beats the shit out of the American audience. China, on its own. Nobody wants to sit around looking at American. But Captain America, they're talking about changing his name to Captain Person.
Yeah, movies are like targeted towards China, and they find loopholes to get a bigger name in the Chinese audience. Like the Rock movie Skyscraper did terrible here, but they used a Chinese production company and were one of the only movies to ever be released there in the summer and made all of its money back.
How is that a fucking loophole? Excuse my yawn. It's not a fucking loophole.
Well, because they're movies outside of non-Chinese movies aren't allowed to be released there in the summer.
Non-Chinese movies not allowed to be released.
So they don't release our summer movies.
No,
there?
they don't release them usually until late August or September because they want to push their audiences to see like Chinese movies. So a Chinese production company made Skyscraper so it would be released there same week.
Was it shot in China?
No. Wait, I don't know. I didn't see it.
That's weird. Like everyone else in this country.
This person writes to us on Twitter, right wing burns shoes, left wing burns American flags. Tony Pocket says, aren't comedians always one of the first to yell about the First Amendment? Or is that just when Kathy Griffin has trouble with the Secret Service? Tony, I think in the first time in my entire life, I agree with you. I was very, very surprised. And a lot of it, I mean, I could see that a couple of people would drop out, but a lot of people are like, oh man, I need to be on this fucking bandwagon. Or, oh shit, I don't want my fucking show to tube if no one's showing up for all these other speakers. No, I literally thought to myself, well, I guess you don't trust the New Yorker to be able to handle their guests. Now, would you say, I buy the New Yorker, but they do an interview with Steve Bannon this week in their magazine, so I'm canceling them forever. No, I don't think so.
That would sound crazy.
Maybe we should set up right across the street from them. We'll have Norm Macdonald, though.
That's happening next Wednesday, September 12th at 10:30 a.m. at the SiriusXM studios.
Next Wednesday?
Next Wednesday, yeah, September 12th.
I didn't know it was that soon. I've been on vacation.
Oh, no. It's next Wednesday. And go to theinterrobang.com for a chance at free tickets with Unmasked with Norm Macdonald.
You know where I spent my vacation?
Where's that?
Colin Kaepernick's house.
Wow, how's he doing?
Fantastic.
Did you know about this Nike thing? Did he talk about it?
Oh, he said he was nervous. He's like, this is a lot. He goes, I got all my eggs in this basket. I really got to start move these shirts. He goes, I fell out of the top 25. I go, well, you're not even playing. Nobody's running around buying Gail Sarah's fucking shirts right now, although they should be. I mean, he did, end up getting a hotel room with a white guy.
That means a lot.
Meant a lot to me. I found out about Brian Piccolo having cancer. Brian Piccolo, all right, you guys know the story, right?
Yeah.
So this is why Brian Piccolo, another reason why Brian Piccolo is one of the nicest people, one of the greatest guys in the history of guys that weren't that good of athletes. So he has a girlfriend, and his girlfriend has a special needs sister, right?
Okay.
See how woke I am? Using the perfect terminology right now.
I wouldn't say
not the easy one, the perfect one. So try not to fucking well up when I tell you this story. So he gets engaged to his girlfriend. He gives her a diamond ring, but he also gives another little diamond ring to the special needs sister.
Oh, man.
Now you know why Gail Sayers loved him so much. Who would think of that? I might have given her like a donut or something, but it never would have occurred to me to give her her own diamond ring.
So he was Mormon, I guess?
What's that supposed to mean, Chris? You're being fucking... You know what? This is why you fuck up Big Brothers and why you are no longer appreciated on that show. And the show, I'm totally... This is a shoot, okay?
Okay.
It's better without you.
That hurts.
Adam has perfectly aligned up with Vito on that show, and they're always pushing forward. You on that show, honestly, you don't fit. You're not even a big enough fan.
I love Big Brother. I missed
Guess
Sunday's
what?
show.
I love it too, but I don't try to push myself into that show because I don't belong there. Just the same way I like in football, but I don't think that I should be in the booth yelling out horrible things the way you do. Now, you took me off my Brian Piccolo thing, was the saying, not only did I see the movie Brian's Song, but I read the Gail Sayers book, I Am Third. God is first, my family second, I am third. And I even read the Brian Piccolo book.
That was the Piccolo book.
That's where I got that story from. That lovely story. I finished the Jack Hood Vaughn book, Kill the Gringo. And it's about our buddy, it's our boss, one of the VPs here, his dad. Fascinating. Unbelievably great book. What a life this guy lived. So much so, I sent it down to my dad to read. Rather than buying a second book, I'm like, here, I'm not going to, you know what I mean? We got Hard Rock Johnny back. He's tailgating right now.
Early, man.
Yeah, he's got a whole bushel of crabs ready to go. Johnny, how are you, Bell?
I'm good. How was your little vacation, Bennington show?
Let me just say this. I came in today and screamed at Chris that we don't have a date for the Thanksgiving show. And Chris said to me, I'm not even sure if we're doing it at the Hard Rock this year. I'm like, what? That's the tradition. He said he hasn't heard from you.
Well, usually the venue gets contacted by the producer, right?
Yes, that's the way it works. But I would have thought that producer would have been Black Earl, a man who serves two masters.
All right, wait. I don't know if you want to use that term because you're woke.
I didn't say massa. I said masters.
Okay. All right. Then you're fine.
Many lives, many masters.
Yeah, I mean, we're already past. Although, I got to say, I think that we had our first meeting last year. It was almost right around this. It was this week last year because I recall some stuff that was going down with me that happened right after the holiday. And we met right after the holiday in the little courtyard over there. You, me, Gail, and Chris. So that was our first one where we just kind of started putting stuff on paper and came up with some dates. So we're not too far off.
Remember last year we thought we were super late.
Yeah, and we turned out to be just fine.
Yeah.
Best show ever.
All right. I don't know if we can top it this year.
Try.
Yeah, we can try. We can do that.
Is Earl going to be involved?
Earl will be playing the music before we all come on stage.
Vibing. He'll be vibing. So, wait, now, this brings up a very odd thing. Am I paying Earl or are you paying Earl for that? I got to figure that out.
I can definitely assure you I am not paying Earl.
All right, then I guess I will.
Thank you, Johnny.
Earl was telling me that he doesn't even like that job.
No.
Well, yeah.
Johnny, where are you on this Nike thing?
I don't care. I'm actually wearing a pair of Nikes right now. I don't
Light them on fire, Johnny.
do I have to wear them while they're on fire? Or
Yes.
Take them off first?
That's your way of saying I'm going to burn my feet.
I don't want a hot foot.
No one
Do you
wants a
give
cold
hot foot
foot.
anymore? Anyone give a hot foot anymore? Like a good old pack of matching off someone's foot and light it on fire when they're not looking?
I don't know if anyone's ever done that, to be totally honest. I don't know whether it's ever happened outside of movies.
She did like a baseball dugout thing.
Yeah, I mean, those guys are idiots. And I remember it was in One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah.
All right, the big thing online right now is and I think Becky sent it in, but it's up at the iBang. That was this a door or the beach? A door or the beach? Have you seen it, Johnny?
Yeah, the GMA had it on the other morning when I was watching TV. They had it on.
What kind of hurry are you in that you can't say Good Morning America?
I don't know. It's like I don't know. I'm just used to saying GMA. I guess.
Is this a door or the beach?
This
I
is
know
the beach.
it's
Earl, what do you think?
It looks like the beach.
Yeah, I don't even know why this is the debate. The fucking beach.
Yeah.
Well, which way do you have it turned?
I have it straight up. It looks like the beach sideways.
Yeah, it's the beach.
Yeah, and then you turn it the other way. It looks like the beach. Though I didn't really understand.
It looks like the beach from both ways.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
Yeah, this is the beach.
I don't even see a doorknob here. How could this be a door?
There's the sky, there's the ocean, there's the beach.
Vito, what do you see?
I see a door from here.
Door?
Bullshit.
Yeah.
What door looks like this?
It's shitty paint. It's like a really bad paint job.
No, that's the environment.
Wait a minute. First of all, how could it be a bad paint job? Where are you going to get that line of blue like that?
That dark line is like the crack of a door. It's like the door frame.
Oh, okay. I'm seeing what you're seeing it. Because to me, so you think, like, if you're at the beach and you're laying sideways, you go, I'm just looking at a giant door. That's the fucking beach. Chris almost drowned there.
Yeah, multiple times. Pretty recently, actually.
Have people even been to the beach before? Why would a door have tiny little waves in it?
This is bullshit. This is not a fucking door.
Well, no one knows. It's not bullshit.
It's bullshit that people have tried to fucking put this on us that it's a door. They're lying.
Why didn't you slow down? They're not trying to get any money out of us. People are just having a debate over it. It's like a fun, sweet thing in life. You know what I mean? We're going to have a couple of moments to look at something.
They're lying to us. They're trying to manipulate.
I'm not trying to push any agenda on you.
Yeah, you are. You're pushing this door agenda.
It isn't. This is why we don't want you on Big Brothers. You don't know how to push things forward.
I'm pushing things forward all the time. Talking about veto competitions. Talking about who's head of household.
You don't talk about any of that.
Yes,
You're not even part of those conversations. Every once in a while, you yell something out. But I think it keeps your mic off.
Look, I called it. JC's going to win this entire season.
Only thing he pushed forward is his weight, Ron.
Thank you.
Oh,
that's mean. That's fat
All right,
shame.
let me check with Earl right now as the vibe manager of each and every one of the Hard Rocks. He runs it all from one just master studio that he has. Door of the beach, Earl. You've never seen it either in your life.
Yes, I have, and I still say it's the beach.
Yeah, everybody says it's the beach. There's no reason to be angry about it. All right, Johnny. Thank you, my friend.
I will stay. I do not leave early from football games.
Oh, you stay the whole game?
Unless it's a real blowout, yeah. I mean, you can't really. But let me ask you: does it count like in the last couple minutes, and like go upstairs and watch from the
Yeah,
top?
I think it looks bad for the team when you walk out. You know what I mean?
don't do that.
It's like saying fuck
also
next
get-
week. You know what I mean?
I also get yelled at by people who come because I like to go to the game very early as well and enjoy a good tailgate. Like I like, for a 1 o'clock game, I like to be in the parking lot at like 9:30.
Who yells at
enjoy
you?
a nice tailgate. It's a nice, spending, especially like this first game. It could be too hot, but nice all day.
Here's the thing about
Smoke
that.
a nice
9
cigar.
o'clock in the morning, it's too early for yourself.
No.
What time you get up on a Sunday morning? 7?
Fuck that.
I get up at 6 a.m. on Sunday.
Johnny, I have insomnia. What time do you even possibly lay down? Every night I'm like this. It's 5:30. If I fall asleep now, how many hours am I going to get? I'm like, you know what? I will be rested.
On a normal day, I'm asleep at 11 o'clock p.m. and I wake up at 4 a.m.
I would love that life to fucking early to bed, early to rise.
That's late to bed. 11 o'clock to wake up at 4 is late.
11. If I fell asleep at 11 o'clock, I'd be fucking blessed. If I'm in bed at 11 o'clock, I'd be like this. What did I do in my fucking life? Oh my God, I'm so ashamed of myself. Those fucking selfish decisions. I literally feel like every night, like fucking Jacob Marley's going to come into, you know what I mean? Mankind should have been your business. No, really. I really do not. When I lay down at night, fucking life just fucking catches up with me.
You really haven't. I can't imagine. I can't imagine insomnia is going to be the worst thing ever to not be able to fall asleep.
Yeah, it is, Johnny. It's worse than fucking AIDS, they say.
I don't know if I go that far. But,
Yeah, because with AIDS, you're sleeping like a baby. An AIDS baby.
Remember them? They don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have them anymore. We beat AIDS. You know who's the guy who beat it? Colin Kaepernick. Hot shoe. Beat it. Johnny, you're a marketing guy, right? You got a marketing degree.
I do.
Is this a bad move or a good move from just strictly a marketing point of view for Nike?
What is everybody talking about for the last 24 to 48 hours?
Yeah, I know, but I remember when we all talked about O.J. Simpson constantly, and that hasn't been a big money maker.
This will blow over, and they'll still be selling the same amount of shoes because in certain markets, it doesn't even matter. Nike's overseas market is bigger than its American market.
Yeah, so why put up Colin Kaepernick? Why wouldn't they put up Ronaldo and his girlfriend?
But it doesn't matter over there. That's what I'm saying. People are still talking about it.
Somebody told me that Nike doesn't sell as well with the soccer fans as I think it was Adidas.
Adidas is the big soccer one, yeah.
Thank you.
You're right.
I can't get shit out of this fucking Chris Stanley. He's fucking up this show like it was Big Brothers. Hey, you ought to come to this Norm Macdonald thing, Johnny. It's going to be hot.
I like that.
This is where Chris is supposed to jump in and plug.
It's happening next Wednesday, September 12th, 10:30 a.m. at the SiriusXM studios. For free tickets, go to theinterrobang.com.
Could you mark me down for one free ticket, please?
Just one?
I'll come by myself. I don't have any friends, really.
That's sad. Last time you were here, remember? Dice.
Yep.
And then I'm in the middle of interviewing, and I just hear fucking Johnny go, Dice Man! And then he goes like, I'm over here now. Like, that doesn't even sound like him.
That was so awkward, too, because I was sitting very close, and I started weeping. And
I know.
I wanted to go hug him. I just wanted to give Dice a big hug.
Yeah, well, you know what? He was a sweetheart that day, and he He's got this big movie part coming out on a movie that everybody's talking about. This new Star is Born, and I mean his name is gigantic in this. So good luck to him.
That movie's going to get a lot of heat when it comes to Oscar.
Yeah. And then he'll say to the Emmys and the Grammys, "I'm over here now." You know. Do I sound just like him?
Exactly.
And by that I meant Ant. All right, Johnny. Talk to you soon. I love you.
Later. Love you guys.
Hey, Lewis, you're on the Bennington Show.
Yeah, what's up, guys? Yeah, this is a total shoot. I'm not a run a bit or anything. I definitely see a door there. That off greenish thing looks like a door frame, and then the blue, it looks too perfect for it to be water. Like it just looks like a flat door to me. And then you can also see like there's a, I don't know if you want to say shadow or whatever, but there's something there that it looks like the green thing is just like the corner of a door. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that looks like the blue door stuck on the frame of a doorway. And then if you also look closer at the sand, you'll, like, towards the top, you'll see, like, these little round
You just called it the
that
sand.
look like paint bubbles. I mean, I'm sorry. I meant what you think is the sand, but I'm saying the wall part, you can see paint bubbles. Like, you can see a little circular paint bubble.
That's a sand bubble. Look, let me ask you this. You go to the beach. You ever try to open up this goddamn ocean? You're not going to be able to do it. Somebody going to be knocking at the fucking ocean sky for you? I don't even see how anyone would even slightly think this was anything but a beach.
It's a door to be sideways. Any way you look at it, it's a doorway. That's all I see. I'm not really a beach person either.
Why is Earl running in here? Earl, what is it? I'm doing a show right now. Earl, I'm over here now. See? See? All right, thanks, Louis. Talk to you later, buddy. Peace. Why would somebody say something so crazy?
I don't get it because there's no way that's a door.
None of us would, one of us would at least be disagreeing. Can you fix this thing here? Every day I got to ask you to fix all the technical things. It's like a fucking nightmare. Let's hear your dice impression, Earl.
I'm over here now.
Oh, that's better than mine. Here's mine. I'm over here now. Mine's too relaxed. Wait, why is that Earl's name?
Because you have to log in under his.
Why?
Because the general account isn't working.
Well, how did he get a thing so fast and I don't have one?
You have one.
Yeah, but you never use it.
I'll start using it.
Thanks. They never got that thing that you're supposed to be sending to.
Oh, really? I'll resend it. Sent it. Yeah.
Apparently you didn't. Let me talk to Earl about something. Earl, I want to talk to you about home security. I know your parents are a little older, right?
Yeah.
How old are they?
They're in their 70s, late 70s.
Do you worry about them when you're at work?
All the time.
In your neighborhood? Safe neighborhood?
It's a safe neighborhood, but you can never be too careful.
Do what I do. Ring. Okay? It's a way to keep an eye on everything when you're not there. Ring's mission is to make neighborhoods safer. All right? Today, over 1 million people use the amazing Ring video doorbell to help protect their homes. Ring knows home security begins at the front door, but it doesn't end there. So now they're extending that same level of security to the rest of your home with the Ring Floodlight Cam. Just like Ring's amazing doorbell, Floodlight Cam is a motion-activated camera and floodlight that connects right to your phone with HD video and two-way audio that lets you know the moment anyone steps on your property. See and speak to visitors, even set off an alarm right from your phone. So see how that could give you some comfort with your elderly parents?
Tons.
With Ring's Floodlight Cam, when things go bump in the night, you'll immediately know what it is. Whether you're home or away, the Ring Floodlight Cam lets you keep an eye on your home from anywhere. Ring Floodlight offers the ultimate in home security with high visibility floodlights and a powerful HD camera that puts security in your hands. With Ring, you're always home. Save up to $150 off of a Ring of Security Kit when you go to ring.com/comedy. 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 Oh, back to school. This has always, to me, felt like New Year. More than January 1st, 2nd, all that. This feels like, I want to do better this year. Because I'm still locked into that school thing. January 2nd, I'm like, oh man, I'm so fucking tired and hungover and overate. Yeah. I'm just going to wear my coat inside for a while.
Whenever I say next year, I always think September to June.
Let's fucking do it then. Let's get something started. Maybe Colin Kaepernick could get behind us and start promoting this as the new year. And here's the other thing, and I'm very serious about this. I'd love to move Christmas back to January 25th. I think it comes too early in the winter, And
there's just nothing happening in January.
Oh, no. But if we had, hey, in another month, it's going to be Christmas, I think we would like it better.
Yeah, and I think you'd have more time. You don't have a lot of time to get into Christmas because Thanksgiving hits. You have a week you're getting over Thanksgiving still, and then it's just bam, it's here already.
The moment that you see Santa Claus on TV means Christmas season started.
Not enough time.
But it's just everyone loves and we'd probably end up having a white Christmas every fucking year. Bone shattering, they say.
Right now, if at this time a couple of years ago, I was in Macy's, the 4th floor already had the Christmas stuff up.
And then we'd be like, you believe it's December 25th and they're already putting up Christmas stuff? It's too early. Crazy. I don't think I think people would really look forward to Christmas if it was January 25th.
Cold. You get a chance to kind of
and
reset a little bit.
Oh, yeah, we can have all of our winter music now. A lot of times you're like, what's with the... They get rid of a lot of winter songs with the Christmas music, too. I mean, Winter Wonderland doesn't fucking play after Christmas and should. All right, Earl, this seems like a show catered to you today. It's a lot of black issues. Thank God you're here. And thank God I'm so woke. I am the...
You're Ronnie woke.
Well, here's the thing. This is the first radio show in the history of radio to offer a co-host maternity leave. Maternity leave to take care of that baby. 2, first show in the history of radio to have a black man on it, giving his opinions, how he feels about things.
Feels good to be first.
It's also the first show in America to have 2 overweight gay producers.
We're gay.
Yeah. And this makes me look great right now. Hey, Rich. What's up, Big and Rich?
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, Big and Rich?
Not much, man. I just want to validate your point about this should be more of the new year than the actual new year.
Yeah.
Because of all the new products that come out in the fall, like winter sports cars, bicycles, motorcycles, all that stuff.
Anything that you could ride with 2 wheels comes out now.
Right.
know?
And snowboards and skis.
And football season starting. It's a new year, man.
Yeah.
Let's fucking go for it. Remember,
I'm out.
Christmas won't even be till January 25th. So let's really work up until Christmas. Now, by the way, once Thanksgiving, everybody goes into cruise control for the end of the year. John in Reno.
Ron, how you doing?
Well, John, I met John from Reno. I was trailed about 20 hounds. What can we do for you, pal?
I was wondering if you guys, or maybe you or Nick, or is anybody coming out to Reno to play, or to the West Coast? You guys always stay on the East Coast.
Well, we do. We do have West Coast shows here. I want to get to Vegas this year, and I want to get to LA this year. I got a couple different ideas. I got a Vegas idea that I'm going to put Mr. Earl Douglas in charge of.
Never been to Vegas, so I'm excited.
Let me tell you something about Vegas. Here's what I say when I get to Vegas. It's Vegas, baby.
That's good.
And then I say, hey, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
So I can do whatever I want.
And then when I go to Reno, I don't even tell anybody I was ever there. I go, it's Reno. Don't even say that you went there. I call that the biggest little city in the world. That's why I love it so much. All right, I'm coming out to Reno, John.
Well, come on out. We'd love to have you.
I'd love to be there. Peace. Ryan, what's up?
Hey, I got a question for Black Earl.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's a question of, does he think American conservatism is inherently racist?
It's an interesting question. Can I answer it for you? 100% yes. Now, what do you think?
No, most of the time. But the odd thing is black people are very conservative.
Well, you're the religious people, but you aren't considered religious by white people.
They're not considered conservative either.
Well, that one Supreme Court guy. But you basically have to play up to white people to be considered conservative if you're black.
But even like fiscal conservatism, the idea that the government should have a balanced budget, or the idea that...
But does that even exist anymore? I mean, the reason why everyone's bragging that, some of our money is going up is because we're basically selling off the future.
Yeah, I don't think I'm separating American conservatism from republicanism, from the Republican Party. I think they're two very different things.
Yeah, then I don't think there are any conservatives. I mean, there might be like 15 or 20 of you, but
in the country, that's probably pretty high. Actually.
Yeah, I just don't think that those things that the conservatives were based on. There's not even a working fucking thing of how it would work if we went that way. That's how rare it is.
And the conservatives, what the Republican idea used to be, pro nature,
I say nature and nurture.
They're pro nature,
anti nurture.
Low taxes, pro nature. Do for self. With no government assistance.
Earl, that sounds like you.
No,
you hate nature.
I love nature.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Even though I'm a city guy.
Matt, Connecticut, what's up? What? Why did he turn blue? Hey, Matt.
Hey, what's up, guys? I really love the idea about moving Christmas into January.
Thanks.
Can we move Thanksgiving to, say, in the middle of December?
Why?
Why? Well, because we're gonna if we do Thanksgiving and then Christmas, we got to wait until like January 25th.
Here's the thing:
that's a long stretch.
Thanksgiving is about the harvest. I mean, there's one that does make sense, but they even said no one knows when Jesus's birthday was, or whether Jesus was actually existed. There's no proof of that, other than there's no historical proof that he existed.
Yeah, there's no like clear birth certificate. There's nothing that was documented that said it was in the middle of the winter or the beginning of the winter.
Or it snowed that night.
Yeah.
They said there's as much proof that Jesus existed as there is Casper the ghost existed. They were both put in books, but no one could really trace it back. Now, I heard someone bring this up, and I can't remember who, is that they believe that Casper the Friendly Ghost, right?
Yeah.
Was the dead Richie Rich. Because if you go back, they both had the same size, oversized head. You ever watch Trunk Fest, the Eddie Trunk TV show?
No, I keep missing it.
I was watching it the other night, and he was out at Frontier Days, and they wanted to get him a hat. And man, they were going through men's hats that were just so fucking tiny on his head. I don't know whether everybody was laughing as much as me, or if you had to know him, I was falling the fuck out. All right, Earl, I want to ask you about this Cosby guy. So this guy, he was on the Cosby Show. I think he was married to Cosby's oldest daughter.
Yeah, he was on for the last 5 seasons of the show.
Okay. So they showed a picture of him in a newspaper, like the Daily Mail, and then I think Fox News picked it up, like, oh, he's working at a Trader Joe's. I don't know what he was doing. Was he stocking fucking fruit or bagging?
Running a cashier.
All right, so he's cashiering at Trader Joe's. And they kind of mocked him out a little bit for it. And then the backlash came. Oh, we all love anybody who works, no matter what kind of work they do. It's valid work. First of all, untuck the fucking tight shirt, dude. That's your biggest fucking problem.
Respect yourself.
You're not in tight shirt days anymore. They come and go for everybody. He was a beautiful young man, right?
Oh yeah.
So here's the deal. Is that embarrassing, Earl, or is it good work?
It's good work. I mean, he's clearly, if you're not acting, you got to do something, right? You got to pay the bills.
I don't know why this is shocking to people. That unless you're a fucking movie star, you know what I mean? Acting is just one of the things that you do. Now, all of us could use a second income. I've luckily made good, steady money, no matter how radio was doing, with my side job as a hitman.
Oh.
And I'll get a call, and I end up finding out who the mark is, when it's going to be done by. I mean, I'm literally only looking at a couple hours work, and it pays off nice.
Should you be talking about this on the radio?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
It's good, honest work. I'm not ashamed of it.
Is that taxed?
I kill people. Well, I would pay the taxes, except for everybody to find out.
Oh.
What I do is illegal. It is the elimination of a human being who is in the way of a powerful person. And also some revenge stuff. You would surprise you that a lot of times people are found innocent, and then people like myself are paid to come kill them.
How many people do you think you've killed?
All right, enough. Me and you are not improving together. You're fucking stiff, okay? This is why you screw up the Big Brothers program, which I got to tell you, last week, fantastic.
We had a lot of fun. Just me and Adam talking shop.
I also think this Big Brother shouldn't go on past summer. It should end up Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, when it's going to this like last week of September, it's just, and this is the longest season yet, 99 days.
99 days, a Big Brother, 99 days. Whoa. Well, Chris, I didn't mean to snap at you, but you're adding nothing to that.
Understood.
It was this little annoying Sam thing that you're like, oh, I'm in this pit. No, you're not. All right. Where were we with you? Yeah. People say that, Earl. Any work is good work, but they don't believe it because they make fun of jobs all the time.
Yeah, but if he was like, let's say, homeless, dealing drugs or whatever, they would say, well, why can't you just get a regular job like everyone else?
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is this. For some reason, we expect Donnie Most to still have money, even though Happy Days hasn't been on in 55 years.
It hasn't.
If somebody went into Pickwick and there's Donnie Most fucking going, how can I help you? I go, you still got it. Chat, chat, chat. Here's what I'm saying, Earl. People can say, oh, that's good, honest work, but they don't mean it. For years, people have been like, can you believe Earl works at the Hard Rock? That's beneath him. He was a legendary New York fucking radio producer. He worked with Scottsdale. What is he doing at a place like the fucking Hard Rock?
The Hard Rock's, I love the Hard Rock.
You never heard people say that, though?
No. I can honestly say that. Like,
well, all the people you used to work with said that. I mean, just think of anyone you've ever met in radio. They said it. Now you quit in that fucking place, right?
Oh, I like both. And I love it's the best of both worlds.
It's the same world, Earl. It's rock. All right, so nobody thinks it's weird that he works there? This is a show that swims like a school of fish. I'm very, very happy with it. Matt in Florida, what's up, buddy?
First of all, I think it's totally weird that Black Earl works at the Hard Rock. That's weird.
It is weird.
It's beneath him, and
It's beneath
he knows
Johnny.
it. Yeah, he's on. It must be the free meals or the discount.
Do you get free meals there?
I'm a salad guy, so the salads are fantastic.
So you get them free?
Yeah. You get them free?
Yeah.
What kind of salad do you get?
My favorite now is the California Cobb. Just got added.
I got news for you.
Yeah.
It's beneath you, Earl, to eat a salad. Beneath you. You should be meat. You should get meat with a side of beef.
You're appropriating a white salad.
Yeah, that is true. Black people never ate salads.
We do eat salads.
That's why you lived till you were 40.
Not Cobb. Not Cobb.
No, not Cobb. That's fucking based on
Cobb.
Ty Cobb, the man who hated blacks.
Yeah, Cobb's are white salads.
All right, Earl, you were at Aretha Franklin's thing, right?
I wasn't, but I watched hour 4 of it or something like that.
I watched a little bit of it. I thought it was hilarious to see Pete Davidson with the fucking Clintons. That's the first thing I saw. And I'm not going to say Pete was high, but he was pretty fucking high. Anything to add before I let you go, Matt?
Yes.
Yeah.
January 25th, Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
That's
all right. We're all on board.
125. 1 plus 2 plus 5 is 8.
Mm-hmm.
8 times 8 is 64.
Right.
Just fucking marinate on that, Ron.
All right, I'm going to let it fucking just sit here, and I'm going to let it marinate until tomorrow, and then I'll take it out of the fridge. I'll pop it on the grill and see how it tastes. A lot of people that are in numerology are always fucking, they'll find the numbers to do anything for you, but there is something like 100% true about numerology. Like if you add up fucking Chris Stanley's numbers, it comes out the deadbeat. And that fucker's never paid a bill. How'd you like Mexico City?
It was.
Can you give me that package? I need it.
It was interesting, but
interesting. Where did you go, to a library or fucking on vacation?
It was weird.
What was so interesting?
It was interesting because
why do you put the ter? Why is the accent on ter interesting?
Interesting because
Earl, that doesn't drive you nuts. That instead of saying interesting, he says interesting. What's holding you up on the ter?
I'm trying to pronunciate it correctly.
You're driving me fucking nuts.
I don't want to.
You're doing it on purpose.
I'm not.
Oh, then what would you do? Then what would you do, Ron? Stop acting like me and you are partners on this. I'm out on my own with the jokes. And you feel like, oh, I'll play the part of the straight man. And then what happened? So what was interesting?
Every store had an armed guard in it. That was fucking odd. And the air was so thin I could barely breathe walking around that city.
Oh, yeah. That's the Bob Beamon city. When we had the 1968 Olympics there, they did the long jump. And Bob Beamon looked like he was jumping on the moon. He just fucking kept going. It took like 30 years for them to catch up to that record because he just fucking took off because the air was so light. But that's what happens when our soccer team goes there to fucking play. And everyone's like, why are they always bitching? They can't fucking, they're like a fish out of water.
It feels like you're getting punched in the lung going up a flight of stairs. I was fucking shocked.
I know when I'm in the Rockies, the first night I'm there, I always go to bed right after dinner. Like I couldn't eat and then breathe that thin air. I just lay down. What were you doing anywhere there?
Eating tacos, mostly drinking.
Why is this fucking thing broken on a constant level? I can't read the Twitter. This fucking computer, it shuts down. It's only set up for Twitter. I'm looking for some feedback. I guess you find that interesting, Chris. Pop sing. Oh. Boomer's mom wants to know, Earl, is the majority of people that don't comply with the police the same people think there's a problem with the police? I taught my son to do what the police say. Don't try to run away. Don't be rude. Pull over. Be polite. That's an interesting thing for a white person to say, Earl. You ever feel like the po-po was after you?
They've been, they were courteous, but it was a really snide courteous. Like there was like a real contempt.
I would say
to it.
this: if I was a cop and I saw you, I'd think that you're much more dangerous than you are. You dress like a militant.
The funny part is, cops think I'm a cop. They look at me. They'll give me like the cop nod, or whatever. Because my sister used to date a cop, and
Isn't it great that Lord's back? Did you see him?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
I saw him. I started going crazy at the window. He started going crazy back at me. Everybody loves that man.
Yeah,
he's great.
So it was a health scare.
Yeah, but he came by to the office today. Was talking to us. He's doing better. Happy to
Good
be
for
back.
him. I love that guy.
Yeah, he's one of the nicest guys in this building.
He literally is. He was my favorite people in the building. Lord, Earl. I'm gonna be honest. That's it.
Oh.
Hey, find out who the beautiful lady with the wrap around her hair is being interviewed down the hall.
Okay.
Earl was a little smitten with her, and I had to admit, she was one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen. Like movie star beautiful.
Very good on the eyes.
Believe the baby's going out to dinner with us at restaurants now?
Nice.
Yeah, it was very, very sweet. And then, for some reason, that baby would be rather driven in a car, carried around in like the bucket thing that they carry kids in. This whole piece that you carry fits into the car seat thing. So it isn't the difficult thing of the car seat. It's like you slide the whole car seat out and then lock it back in later.
And it has like a little catch on it.
Yeah, it has a little catch on it. You know, I mean, it's not magic, Earl. It's fucking, it's engineering. Did you find out?
I think it might be Shay Mitchell.
I don't know who that is.
Is that her?
No. What's that based on? What'd she do? What'd Shay Mitchell do?
She was in Pretty Little Liars.
I watched Pretty Little Liars. I don't remember her. Oh, wait. No, I don't remember her. No, that's not her. I saw Tommy Z's daughter here, and she goes, I believe you know my dad. I'm like, I've had you on the show before. And I brought her up for being for being a Trumpster. With Michelle with 1 L. Hey, did you guys see the Bert Kreischer special?
Did not see it.
Jesus Christ. Thought you'd be a little supportive of our friends. It's fucking great. It's very, very funny. But this might be the last special that he takes his shirt off on. I'm just saying it might be gone here. All right, Earl, the Aretha Franklin thing, we got to figure out whether Ariana Grande was groped or not groped by this minister. But no one likes this minister, including Aretha Franklin's family. He talked for 90 fucking minutes.
He
attacked Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, the only reason why he was at the funeral was because he gave the eulogy for Aretha's father, C.L. Franklin, back in the 80s, and that was the only reason why no one did any homework on him other than.
I saw an article that says her father was a drug addict that used to have orgies at the house.
Yeah, CL had issues, a lot of issues.
Issues are fun.
I don't know about fun.
Discuss. You don't think an orgy's fun? Who's dicking who? Who's dicking who?
Yeah, but the eulogy was slammed for being too long and not eulogizing the person that you were there for.
Himself. All right, there he is with little Ariana Grande. Do we have video?
It's video.
All right, let me just see. All right, so there she is. He's pawing on her. Look at her pulling away from him, though.
You are old at 60.
Let's see what he's saying. We got audio on this?
I thought that was a new something at Taco Bell. Girl, let me give you all your respect. Did y'all enjoy this icon? She's an icon herself. Come on, make her feel love at Greater Grace Temple, the city of David.
Pastor Charles.
I think she was trying to pull away as she was being hugged by him. But I don't know whether I would consider that a grope. He didn't touch her titties, he didn't touch her ass.
They said so one of the things he said he groped her breast. He never groped her breast. Like he had like maybe a firm grip around her.
Yeah.
But I don't think there was any sexual groping.
Girl, let me give you all your respect.
I think we're at the point right now.
Yeah, that was it. There's the grope right there.
Let's say.
Right.
It's not a full grope, but he's definitely making contact with some part of the breast by that wraparound.
They're right there.
She's an icon herself. Come on, make her feel love. The greater grace temple, the city.
This is the way Earl treats the interns.
Oh, you can't do that.
Where's his reparations at then? Do you ever think of that, Chris?
Can't just take them.
You're fucking racist. I'm sorry, Earl, that you had to hear that.
Look, I'm defending this pastor. How could that be racist?
Because all the black people are against him. And he called her Ariana Grande. Looks like you should be on the menu at Taco Bell because the name Grande. She hasn't fucking heard that every day of her life.
This is the second pastor to get shit for going too long, and because the royal wedding, didn't that guy
They all go too long. I wish fucking Pete Davidson went around on stage and fucking just haymaker this fucking guy. Or Louis J. Gomez in a surprise move with his overhand right. Did you guys see his fight?
Yeah.
What'd you think?
Look, he looked better out there than I thought he was going to look. He looked like he'd been training, and he did really well.
I call him One Punch Lewis. But he won. God bless him. He won.
Unanimous decision.
I didn't even think it was as close as they did.
You thought it should have been a split decision, or that Lewis did?
Because they gave this guy the second round.
Oh.
Bob Woodward says in his movie, Trump's own lawyers told Mueller that Trump wouldn't testify because he was incapable of telling the truth. That's your own fucking lawyer saying that.
Not a good sign.
And by the way, Rudy is not your lawyer because you are not walking into court with that crazy fucker. Looking out at the moon. Were you surprised to read that big of a fucking turnout though? I mean, like, it's like people that haven't had a hit in years when they die now, it's just like, oh, they died. She literally had the big rock stars. Like, she had Elvis's fucking funeral, but Elvis died at 42.
I'm not surprised at all. Not at all. She is like a global phenomenon. And I just think that,
Is there anybody left like that?
Maybe Al Green.
No way.
Maybe.
I bet these guys don't even know Al Green. You know who Al Green is, Chris?
Don't know who Al Green is.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, I'll go maybe Smokey. People love Smokey.
Let me tell you something. When Smokey dies, I won't be able to get off the floor. I will lay on the fucking floor maybe until the rest of my life. Because when Smokey sings, I hear violence.
Maybe Berry Gordy.
I don't think so. I don't think people remember. Well, first of all, so many people said so many bad things about him, because he kept all the money.
Yeah, but I think at the end, they all, like, all the Motown people show up that are still alive. Stevie
left.
Stevie will be epic.
I even think they did a big thing for Michael Jackson when he died. Michael Jackson, like, I think about 18 people showed up for that.
About 18?
19, 20, I don't know. What about John Cougar Mellencamp? How big will that be?
Be modest.
I'm telling you, I got stuck in a thing of listening to his songs over the weekend. He's much better than I ever gave him credit for.
Yeah, I think
better songwriter.
He is an excellent songwriter, and I think he kind of got
Paper and Fire is a fucking unbelievable song.
Paper and Fire,
pop singer,
Rain on the Scarecrow.
Yeah.
Oh God, What If I Came Knocking?
Yes, these are good songs. These are really fucking good songs. As good as is he in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Good. Put next to his name, deserves. I'm going to go through Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, put deserves and are you kidding me next to each name. What about Norm Macdonald? Should he be in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
His Unmasked is happening next Wednesday, September 12th at 10:30 a.m. at the SiriusXM studios. Go to theinterrobang.com for a chance at free tickets.
I'm going to try to get tickets even though I'm doing the interview.
Well, you have one.
Oh.
The crazy thing about Mellencamp was he was kind of the last of those guys that came out of like that pop factory. You know, like you change your name. These are the songs you sing. He fought it every step of the way. He hated the name John Cougar.
I would have loved it. If I would have I like Johnny Cougar.
He hated that one. He hated that one the worst. He's like, let's just call it John. And then as
Cougar
the hit,
Mellencamp.
And then as the hits came, he's like, it was John Cougar Mellencamp. He's like, no, I'm using my name.
I wish he would have just limited it down to Mellon. All right, they're also saying, are they saying that Trump had a nervous breakdown in the Woodward book?
Yeah.
I gotta read this fucking book. Add paper and fire. Jason.
Yeah. What about Dolly Parton? She's got a pretty big following, doesn't she?
Yeah, she does. Aretha size, though?
No. I mean, it'll be close. I mean, doesn't she have like an amusement park or something?
Yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Dollywood. And it's right next to Parton Town. She wears a coat of many colors. And Jolene. I think that'll be a big one. I mean, I certainly will be in Dollywood and Hollywood. If I wrote a book if I was there, I would just call it From Dollywood to Hollywood to Bollywood. My career keeps getting bigger. What about Gladys Knight?
Aretha was my number one. Gladys Knight was always my number two favorite. She for me, she's lights out. Incredible.
Is that a good thing when something's lights out?
Yeah, I mean, it's just every time she opens her mouth, you just melt.
So you think they'll go big for her? Because one of the Pips died, no one gave a fuck. He was working at Trader Joe's at the time.
How sad.
Yeah. Well, he was in the citrus section. I don't consider that sad. You know what I mean? It's not like he was...
I mean, just think about it. Is there a better vocal than Midnight Train to Georgia?
That's one of my favorite songs of all time. Hey, Corey, what's up? I know.
Hey, what about Paul McCartney?
Right. First of all, if you were Corey Hart, this would matter a lot to me. Paul McCartney, yes. Ringo?
Was there anything big for George when he passed?
Well, it was with me. I was crushed. I didn't speak for 3 days.
And of course, Lennon in this town just stopped.
Oh, yeah. The whole world did. Remember we had that moment of silence that the whole world had together? And then right in the middle of the moment of silence, someone goes like this. Come on, man. It's like whores in a church. Steve in Canada. Steve.
It was gross.
Yeah.
Hey, I think Willie Nelson than Aretha.
Willie Nelson will be bigger than Aretha? Maybe I didn't love you.
I don't think it'll be as big as Aretha. I mean,
Aretha's went on for a fucking week. I could not believe it. I could not believe it.
That was only the funeral. Then there was a whole other thing after the funeral.
I tapped. Eric in Maryland.
Hey, Bennington. What about when Billy Joel dies?
It'll be big on Long Island. There's no doubt about that.
Madison Square Garden.
Close down the LIE.
I'm pretty sure that Opie's brother will be doing something at the restaurant for everybody that wants to stop by. Sometimes you can hang around too long, and I thought that's what Aretha's thing was. It was so many years after her peak. Matter of fact, the last 20 years have just been fat Aretha jokes by people. You know, when you get older, people do jokes about you.
I mean, she had the big 80s comeback.
Yeah, you know what fucking year it is right now, dude? 18.
And then, you know, she kind of went into the cruise control where she was just, you know, Aretha.
They were joking about her fat tits for fucking last 20 years.
No, but then she lost the weight. She had the first
that's cancer, dude. That's not a fucking way you want to lose weight. Paul, what's up? Paul.
Pat from New Jersey.
I have you down as Paul, but if you're Todd, I apologize. Who you got?
Hey, yeah, Bob Dylan.
All right, perfect. If Bob Dylan dies in the 70s, yeah. But they've been doing jokes about Bob Dylan for 30 fucking years now.
I think Dylan will be epic.
It will be for me,
It will be,
but I don't think
it will be epic.
I don't think any of the young people know who he is. People that died right after Blood on Their Tracks, forget about it. They just shut this fucking country down. Here's another person I'll put the same spot. Jeff in New Orleans.
Yeah, I think Stevie Wonder would probably be bigger, and also Phil Collins.
First of all, when Phil Collins dies, I'm going to call it the day the music lived. Now, Stevie Wonder the same way. In the 70s, if he dies, yeah. But the time you start doing that ribbon in the sky bullshit, I'm out. I'm tapping, dude.
I know his peak was what 70 to 80.
Just didn't know what it is. That was his absolute peak.
You know, he had the greatest run in music history. Greatest 5-year run in like Intervisions, Talking Book, fulfilling this.
When was the last time you put any of them on? I never put on a fucking Stevie Wonder. I consider him. I know everyone loves songs in this. Yeah, I consider him a singles fucking maker.
Songs in Key of Life is the greatest album of all time.
No,
they're greatest.
It's not even in my top 100.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm going to be very fucking cruel to Stevie Wonder. I think he deserves it. I think he's a poor man's Ray Charles, if I'm going to be totally honest with you, Earl. Scott, New York.
About Elvis Costello.
Oh, God. With his one top 40 single. Look, I love Elvis Costello more than I love my own family. I'll be honest about that. But I don't see people reacting to it.
I think they're going to play Allison, and that'll be about it.
Oh.
Like in the news reports, it's single. Wrote the single Allison.
Do 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 do. I don't know if I want to do any of those. What about hey Rick? Rick.
Yes, sir.
What do you got for me, buddy?
I'm going to say it's pretty good prize closet material. Bruce Springsteen.
Bruce Springsteen. It'll play very big in Jersey. It'll play very big it'll play big everywhere. Particularly if he dies in the right way.
I think it would be massive.
Yeah, me too.
It'll be like a national day of mourning.
I have a friend who tried to tell me they didn't think anybody would care, and it was a screaming match.
Dude, you hang around with black guys.
I know. It was one of my black
You're
friends who
wasting
said
your
that.
fucking life trying to have a discussion with those guys about Bruce Springsteen.
No, like they were like, name one song he's done. And then I was naming hits, and they were like, never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Yeah, I know. That's why we can't go to you for this. I'm sure there's some hibbity hop stars we haven't fucking heard of. Who would be the biggest hip hop star to fucking die now?
Jay-Z?
Yeah, you're right. Jay-Z or Kanye? I was going to say Kanye, but
Eminem, maybe.
Eminem, everybody's mad at him this week for dropping the other F-bomb. Called somebody that in their new album. And then the lead singer of Imagine Dragons went after Eminem. And I'm like, you got to be easy, dude. Imagine Dragons don't know how to write a fucking diss song. Eminem does. That Aretha thing was running the same time as John McCain's funeral, who, by the way, never expected John McCain's funeral to go that big.
Me neither.
And that turned into a fucking Trump roast. One after another. Even Bush, the Bush family was in it.
Yeah, but wasn't he like the oldest ranking senator or something like that?
Yeah, but you don't normally even go big for that. He got a presidential send-off. Not a guy who fucking lost twice.
He got eulogized by the two guys who beat him.
Yeah, I know, Earl. I had to watch it all weekend. There's not a fucking single John McCain fact that you could give me right now. Did his daughter go back to work at The View today, or did she take a day for herself?
I didn't see.
If I ran The View, I said, get back here right now. You're fucking hot. You know what I mean?
Not there today.
She went off. She went fucking crazy. She called Trump a dickless wonder.
Wow. She went nuclear at the funeral?
Oh, yeah. She went crazy at the funeral. It was fucking, a lot of people were very excited. Look at this. They put this up. The New Yorker putting up a thing about how Rudy Giuliani turned into Trump's clown. If I was fucking like close to Trump, I'm like, he's not helping, dude. He looks like a fucking crazy old vampire on TV. Patrick, the hat trick. What's up, buddy?
What's going on? What about Bono? He's got all that shit with Live Aid, and I mean, he's huge.
But, well, first of all, the shit with Live Aid. But Bono voice died the other night, and no one even cared. Bono was on stage, his voice doesn't fucking work, and no one in the audience noticed. They go, I thought he always sounded bad. Bono has as close to a normal voice as you could be and still be a star.
Yeah, because he's not he's not Freddie Mercury who had this operatic voice, or.
Well, let me tell you something. He's not fucking Freddie Freeze. That was a guy who lived across the street from me. Pretty good little basketball player and decent pitcher. Freddie, we salute you. But guess where he really made his name?
How's that?
Bowling. That's why he and his sister are both in the Delaware County Sports Hall of Fame.
King of the perfect games.
Oh, of course he did. Oddly, they've shunned me. Despite the fact that my wiffle ball average, 785.
Jesus.
Yeah. 785. That's lifetime, bro. I had 2 seasons in a row that were 1,000. They fucking hung it up when I batted 625 one year.
Hit machine.
Thank you, Earl. Might be a great fucking nickname for me. The Hit Machine. David, what's up?
Hey, calling from Toledo. What about Madonna?
Madonna's had a 35-year career of no one liking her. Also has a very normal voice. You know what I mean? Just like a nice lady's voice.
Yeah, I mean, I would say below average.
I say average for not average for a singer, but an average voice like a friend would have. Bono, there's only one song where his fucking voice kills me, and that's that Red Hill Mining Town song.
Oh, that's Joshua Tree. That's
yeah.
I love that.
I love that song too. But he didn't sing it for years because he couldn't, and I think he tried to work his way back up into saying it, and his voice blew out.
Yeah, I think when they did the Joshua Tree, they played it front to back. They had to change the key.
Oh, did they?
They had to go a step down. They had to rework it.
Red Hill Town. Yeah, go towards the hook. Go ahead and play it. Nice and loud. Vito. The big Childish Gambino video.
Yeah.
You thumbs up or thumbs down?
I didn't love it. I mean, it's just a cartoon with just a bunch of other celebrities in it. It didn't blow me away or anything.
I am shocked to hear this because the press was blowing up, and I'm like, oh, I bet Vito's so excited about this. I go,
it really let me down. Like, it was just because the last video was so just unique and different.
Yeah.
This was just a little cartoon.
well, he couldn't top the last one, right?
No, there's no way. You're not doing anything at that level, but he's released 3 songs this summer I was really into. This, another summer song, and then obviously This Is America.
You should put the Sugar Hill Gang in this. It's animated.
It keeps me hanging on. Anthony, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? How about Mick Jagger?
Mick would have been killed at Altamont for people to make a big deal out of it. I mean, the thing about Mick is he has stayed so under the radar in his personal life. I don't know how he does it, because he's always in like London, L.A., and New York, and yet no one says, hey, there's Mick Jagger's house. I don't know where he lives.
Didn't he just have another kid?
Yeah.
It's like 70.
He's going to live on through his children. Look, a guy doesn't fucking have to carry till term, so it doesn't matter how old he is. I mean, quite frankly, Chris Stanley could have a baby now, even at his advanced age.
Seems impossible.
Were you wheezing all weekend?
Oh yeah, it was real. I was very worried.
How about your chick?
She was fine.
Did you think you were going to die?
At one point, I was like, "Why is my chest so fucking tight?" It was like I was freaked out. Plus, I was still smoking. Also, that didn't help anything.
I wonder if maybe it did help.
Even when I wasn't smoking.
You know what I want to do? Send you up to the top of Mount Everest.
That's not going to fucking happen. Mexico stays as high as I'm going to go.
My breathing gets bad in the Poconos. Like, if I go to the Poconos, I start wheezing, and one time I got to be rushed to the emergency room.
I want to keep you underwater like that fucking fish man last year. It keeps me holding on in a wet hill town. Hey, Wayne in Alberta.
Hey, Ron, how are you?
Oh, so good, Wayne. How are you?
Pretty good, brother. How about Robert Plant?
Jimmy Page won't even give a fuck when Robert Plant dies.
You cost me $1 billion.
Isn't that fucking true? Those guys left more money on the table. They're not like DC running around to get every fucking crumb before they go. Well, we'll just put Axel in our band. Is that okay with everybody? All right. We got a break here, Chris. I can't keep fucking around. Vito, you doing your live things?
Yes, I am.
Chris was against this. He told me during it. He goes, I think these should be recorded.
I'm doing them live.
And then he goes, he doesn't even bring up anything from the show. Why is he doing it live?
Because there will be times when stuff gets brought up, but right now, these are the early stages. This is the beta testing.
Well, you are the beta boy. No doubt about that.
Oh, I gotta save that. That'll be one of my AKs one day.
You love to watch fucking dudes bang your chick while you watch. Bennington.
Bennington Show's going to break, a.k.a. the worst few minutes of your day. Faction Talk 103, The Bennington Show.
All right, I'm going to be honest. It doesn't add anything. And we've got an unmasked coming. There's things that we should be promoting. This is just, quite frankly, Vito about Vito right now.
We do have an unmasked. That's Norm Macdonald coming up next Wednesday, September 12th at 10:30 a.m. here at the SiriusXM studios. Theinterrobang.com for a chance at free tickets to Norm Macdonald Unmasked.
One person who's written into us believes that is a door. Everyone is 100% sure it's the beach.
It is the beach. It's not they're sure they're correct.
What do you think of that thing, though? You see what I'm bringing up? It's just a chance for him to do his, I'm not even going to call them jokes, but references to modern life.
Vito's modern life.
We've all live in modern life. There's nothing you can bring up. I mean, Instagram models, we're all familiar with.
We manage them.
But why aren't you thinking about the show? Why are you just thinking about yourself?
That one was about me, but the other ones aren't about me.
They're not about the show, though.
The other one, I'm going to break. I brought up how the worst time of people's day is when we go to break. That's about the show.
It's the broadcasting no of all time.
Okay.
You don't put the emphasis on the break. You promote what's coming up. Not, hey, you're going to be stuck in commercials. It's like that when a guy says, hey, we just played 11 straight songs nonstop. See you in 45 minutes.
What?
All right. The thing just came up for the next Supreme Court judge, and they figured out that when he was 11, he finger blasted his cat.
Wow.
Wait, that is so stupid. It should be in fucking vetoes.
Is that a pro or con for a Supreme Court?
We just finger blasted our cat. No, I think we're going back, Vito. I get off of this mountain. Let me see if there's anything. Oh, staying with our Black People News all the time show. Omarosa fucking taped everybody. Every conversation that she was in.
She's narc.
Running a fucking mic there.
She constantly charging
fucking Serpico.
White House narc.
And don't suddenly liberals act like you're fans of fucking Omarosa. But here is the thing. What was he thinking when he brought her in? I'd be like Chris inviting his old fucking girlfriend in for a three-way right now.
Oh, she wouldn't like that.
What?
She hates me.
But she likes your girlfriend?
I don't think so. Oh, no, I'm sure she wouldn't like her either.
Did you and your girlfriend make sweet love in Mexico City?
Maybe.
Or your lungs not up to it? You were telling me her thing is reverse cowgirl. Why is that?
I never said that to you. That's never would have brought that up to you.
No. Just let him laugh. Don't step on my laugh. Go ahead, Earl. Enjoy yourself. Reverse cowgirl. Remember that. So Pornhub is asking fucking Kanye to do what?
To be their creative director of, because they're doing their first ever the Pornhub Porn Awards this Thursday. So they wanted Kanye, I guess, to run the show. It's not because he said in an interview with Jimmy Kimmel that he likes Pornhub.
Every human being likes Pornhub.
Goes to Pornhub.
He went on like Jimmy Kimmel and talked about how much he likes Pornhub, and now they've been all over him.
And what is this, an award show?
It's an award show, yeah.
And this year's 19. How fucking late am I? 2018 Ass to Mouth Award goes to Dillian Harper. Dillian Harper cannot be here tonight. She picked up some kind of an infection from the ass to mouth work that she did. Who was the biggest star on Pornhub? They rank them, right?
Yeah.
Lana Rhodes is really huge right now.
It's either Lana Rhodes or Riley Reid. I'll check, but they trade back and forth.
Me personally, I'm a Lana Rhodes guy. I feel like Chris fancies himself a whatever he just said guy.
Riley Reid.
She's number
Riley
1 or
Reid.
2.
All about Lana Rhodes.
All right, let's take a look at them both.
All right, let's see.
Riley Reid, Lisa Traeger just brought her up and said that her Instagram is hilarious. He's always smoking weed on there, which I thought was funny. We got the rankings?
Okay, number 1 is Lana Rhodes.
Yeah. Right, let me get familiar with Miss Rhodes.
Okay, let me.
Is she Dusty Rhodes' daughter?
No, she is not.
She's in the Rhodes dynasty.
She's a Rhodes Scholar, is what she calls anybody who goes down on her.
She's actually gold dust.
This is Lana Rhodes.
I've never seen this young woman before in my life.
She kind of looks like a fuckbot.
Yeah, you're right, Chris.
She's had a lot of plastic
That's
surgery.
a fuckbot face.
Yeah, that's a sex bot.
That's a scary face.
And she's number 1 right now in the world, according to Pornhub.
All right, and who's number 2?
All right, number 2 is Mia Khalifa.
Still, she hasn't made something in 5 years.
Yeah, and she only
That's
made
like Pink Floyd. She's staying up there. Yeah.
And now number 3 is Riley Reid.
He's the very funny.
Very fun and funny Riley Reid.
Now, let's see who 4 is. Let's keep going through.
Okay. And number 4 is Mia Malkova. I'm not too familiar with her.
I don't know who she is.
Then Adriana Chechik.
Bringing in from Russia.
Yeah. And then Brandy Love, number 6.
Brandy Love, a fucking veteran.
She's seasoned pro.
She looks like she would be the mom of a porn star.
Yeah. Then Nicole Aniston.
Aniston.
And Leo Lulu. Looks like it's a couple.
Can't be.
I'm gonna check. I've never heard of Leo Lulu. Yeah, it's a couple. They're number 7 or whatever on Pornhub.
Well, I think that's cheating.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
So she only is with the same guy?
This one seems it looks like it's only the same dude. Yeah.
All right, let's go back again.
All right, and then Lisa Ann, who I believe hasn't made porn in a while either.
Coworker. Yeah. No, she just had a return.
And number 10, Bella Danger.
She's popular.
Yeah, she's quite popular.
Bella Danger.
Dillian Harper coming in number 12.
Looks like with a bullet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Alexis Texas, which I don't believe is her real name.
Kim Kardashian, number 13.
He's off that one fuck tape.
Yeah.
She's just fucking focused. She could easily go. Maybe that's what Kanye's looking at.
I get that ranking up.
Bella Danger is the highest of all the Jewish porn stars. All right, we got to wrap this one up today. Friday. We will be playing the Unmasked with Howie Mandel. That on his TV show is coming back called "Let's Open Up the Briefcases."
Deal or no deal? That comes back in December.
Deal or no deal?
No deal. Every time.
Grace, you got some tickets you like to push,
That's right. Norm Macdonald Unmasked is happening next Wednesday, September 12th at 10:30 a.m. at the SiriusXM studios. Go to theinterrobang.com for a chance at free tickets.
All right, that's it for us. Tomorrow, I plan on having a lot more white topics. So remind me to call you in for some of those so I don't look racist. Man, there really were a ton of black topics today. Looks like I'm at the wokest fucking show on the radio.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go burn our Nikes after the show today. What do you wear, bro?
I wear Docs, but when I have sneakers, I wear Skechers.
Good for your balance. All right, that's it for us. We'll see you back in here tomorrow morning.